It sounds like it's breaking.
Well, okay, sorry.
It's not actually, but just the way it was cracking.
Okay, well,
It's like
you wanted to start an opener. I gave you one. I didn't say it was going to be good, though.
Okay, I guess we're in.
We're in. We're live. How's it going, Tim?
What's up,
what do you know?
Couch Beers Republic.
Yeah.
I don't know too much. What do you know?
A little bit more than I knew yesterday.
But we're back. 2 weeks. We kept our New Year's resolution.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So far, so good. Knock on wood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what are you drinking there, Tim?
I don't know. I left my water on the other side of the room.
I thought this was Couch Beers.
It's Couch Waters.
Yeah.
I still don't have any beer. Same as last episode. No beer in the whole
Amen to
house.
you. Are you doing sober January?
No. I went to a brewery yesterday for trivia.
You can go to a brewery, not drink.
I had a beer.
Oh, gotcha.
You hear that buzzing? I wonder if it's...
Yeah, I think there's a gnat in my headphone thing.
Is that me? Is that just the
Could be
headphones?
me.
Is that in the recording? I don't know. I could probably filter it out if it is. Anyway.
Maybe I broke the speaker.
Maybe you did. Smack it again. See what happens. No, it's still there.
Nope, still there.
Can you hear it?
I mean, faintly. It's like,
Yeah,
I feel like
it's
it's
really-
a sound test that I'm like trying to fail. You know?
It does sound kind of like a little gnat. But like usually they'll like fly around and get out of your hearing and then come back. This one's just constant.
Yeah, they're trying to like see. Hey, can I go in there and check it out and see what's in there?
Okay, I'm gonna not talk for 3 seconds so I can see if I can filter it out later.
It's a long 3 seconds.
Okay, that's probably good.
Very good. All right.
Did you come with anything to discuss today?
I mean, you asked me to prepare something, so I did. But
Oh,
I
you
think
did?
we should talk about the elephant in the room.
Where?
Well, we talked about it before briefly. You know, Belinda brought up a very good point. What is the difference between a Bigfoot, a Yeti, and a Sasquatch? Now, I have my reasons and my opinions, and you have yours.
Okay.
Let's discuss.
We did.
And see
We
what
did get in a heated discussion before we started.
Yeah,
recording.
I mean, it was almost. We almost threw down.
Yeah.
Police almost were called.
I thought Belinda was going to put you in a chokehold.
Hold on, no, we were. Yeah, she was gonna like choke me out to protect her hubby, her fiance. So, what is your definition of a Bigfoot? Let's go down the line. What is a Bigfoot to you? What is a Bigfoot for me? We'll
Okay,
reconcile.
So this is
Sasquatch, Yeti, etc.
the argument I was making was Bigfoot and Sasquatch is the same thing.
Okay.
Yeti and Abominable Snowman is the same thing.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
But you're saying Bigfoot.
So there's no distinguishing features between the Bigfoot and the whatever the one that you said.
Sasquatch?
And the Sasquatch. They're the same thing. There's no distinguishing features between the two. It's like a geographical, like where region in the world, someone.
It's a different
in-
name for the same thing.
Okay.
And then like the Yeti is like
An
the
Eskimo term.
Sasquatch. No, the Yeti
Oh.
is like the Sasquatch's Arctic cousin. So they're not quite the same.
Okay, so there is distinguishing differences.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Between those two,
Okay.
Yeti and the Sasquatch.
Okay. Interesting. So here's my take, and I'm not saying I'm right by any means. So Bigfoot to me has black hair, more ape-like.
Mm-hmm.
Sasquatch is just dirty, like dirty brown, kind of patchy, like
Like
a
a-
homeless.
A grizzly bear versus a black bear.
Yeah, but more homely, like kind of like it's like a kind of like
Yeti,
it's like
Yeti
a
is more homely.
no.
Doesn't
Sasquatch.
homely just mean ugly?
Look it up. I don't know what it means. I would say
it's like a nice way of saying.
I
not
would
good
say a
looking, right?
Bigfoot is like a black-haired, ape-man like thing, right? And a Sasquatch to me is like a really, it's like a homely, brown-haired, patchy, like unkempt, homeless Bigfoot. Like,
Okay.
like a Portland version of Bigfoot.
Homely. 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 family.
Okay, we've
I don't
heard
know
it.
why she's struggling to say it so much. North American definition is of a person, unattractive in appearance.
Yeah.
But the British definition, it's
Say it in
a
a British
simple but
accent.
cozy and comfortable, as in one's home. Oh, I have to say it in an accent. I don't know if I can do a British accent. I got to think about it.
What? Really? Okay.
I gotta like
Now this is
hear.
getting good.
I gotta listen to a
Hello,
British
mate.
person talking in my head.
Think of my cocaine.
Simple but cozy, and comfortable, as in one's home.
Yeah,
How's
that
that?
sounds pretty. That's pretty good.
Thank you.
That's proper English.
Thank you.
And then to me, a Yeti is pretty much an albino Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Regionally, say abominable snowman or whatever you said. That's like what the
Maybe
the
that-
Eskimos call them.
Maybe abominable snowman is the Arctic Sasquatch in your definition, because he's
No.
abominable. So he's like, he's
see-
probably pretty homely.
See, I to me, the Yeti is like it's got white fur, right, covering him. It's like a black version of the Bigfoot.
Mm.
Like, because when I think of Sasquatch, I think of just homely, patchy, like a wiry, ugly dog. Like, I think of it something like that, where Bigfoot and Yeti, they're like more full hair.
Mm.
I don't know. It's like I said, I think I hit it right on the head. I'm gonna laugh at myself because I think that was good. That was totally organic. That was so cool. Sasquatch is like a Portland version of Bigfoot, in my opinion. I don't know.
Like, you think his hair's patchy?
I think it's not like super patchy, but it's like it's not as full as a Bigfoot. It looks
Sure,
like a homeless Bigfoot. It's like
Okay.
like you have holy jeans and
Mm-hmm.
not amen.
I'm
But,
wearing shorts, actually.
well, you got 2 holes in your shorts.
That's true. My
where your
legs are
through.
sticking out.
Yeah. So anyway, that's my take. I want to know what our listeners think, because I think there's a lot of gray area. Like, if I were to say, high level, right? Bigfoot is black haired, Yeti is white haired, Sasquatch is like brown haired, dirty. I think there's 3 distinctions. Like, that's how I picture them in my head, to decipher between all 3 of them.
Okay.
Right, wrong, or indifferent, I don't know. But
What do you think about abominable snowman?
White.
Is it the same thing as a Yeti?
Yes.
So we're in
Well,
agreement there.
Well, sort of. I don't know. The Abominable Snowman, that sounds... Was that a Scooby-Doo episode?
Probably.
Because if so, I feel like it's just like a big, like a Brian Urlacher in a mask. Like, a snowman is not like the same as like a snow monster, right?
But he's
Yeah.
abominable.
What does that even mean? Google that.
It's like, I'll give you my definition.
Obama-munal?
No, abominable. It's like disgraceful.
Oh.
It was
So disgraceful about like a snow monster.
It's like it's an abomination, What is the word that people use to describe? Oh, deplorable.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, that's how I would. It's a
So you
synonym
think
to
a
me.
Yeti is deplorable?
That's not my word, okay?
Abominable.
Abominable, causing moral revulsion, very bad or unpleasant.
Revulsion.
Revulsion,
Okay, so...
a sense of disgust or loathing. So yeah, they're disgusting. I was right.
I guess. I'm not trying to say
Is that what I
wrong.
said? Did I say disgusting?
No,
I
you
think-
didn't, but...
Oh,
I mean, you are right, I think. Technically.
So we're going by the technicals.
So
Technically-
wait, you hold on. You said someone described a Yeti as deplorable, or an abominable snowman as deplorable?
No.
I'm curious now.
No, I was trying to come up. I was trying to come up with the word deplorable in my head.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I want to know what our listeners think, because, like I said, I think there's like 3 categories, and you're saying there's like 2
Do you think Yetis or
exist.
what was it? Yetis or
Bigfoots.
Sasquatches or Bigfoots exist?
Not Not in this time. I mean, I think they did maybe in the past or something.
Well, there
maybe?
was like a giant gorilla type thing, or maybe it was like a
Harambe, I think, right?
No, it was like a pre-human thing that was like giant, right? Wasn't that a thing?
I'm gonna say yes on this, and someone will have to fact check you.
Yeah, that could be what people.
But yeah, I think they maybe did exist or something, or
Yeah.
But clear, we have so much technology now to where, come on, I mean, the forest in the Northwest United States or Canada or wherever.
Yeah.
I mean, we're getting the oceans are more undiscovered than the ground or the landscape. So that's where I'm like, if you don't find, they have cold blood, so they don't show up on heat register. Well, you can't create all these damn excuses for existence. Like, you don't get to choose what you believe, right?
Yeah,
well, yes,
I would say that,
but you know what I mean.
If I was gonna, oh my gosh, big yawn. If I was gonna pick one that probably was the most likely to exist, it'd be a Yeti, because they live in Arctic, where there's not very many humans, so it'd be harder to discover them.
I'd say, if anything, I think the most logical, or I could get my head around one living in Antarctica, because humans can only live there for like, is it 2 months total before like they die or something? Or
really?
I thought I read that somewhere where like the conditions are so harsh to where the air is so dry or something to where
even if you have a shelter.
Oh, I mean, yeah. Even if you're like living there, it's like the
crazy
air, and I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought I watched a cool History Channel thing once when I was back when that was cool. Do they have a History Channel streaming service? I think I'd probably subscribe to that.
I think they do.
Should check that out.
It might be just attached to like Disney Plus or something.
Boo! Yeah, I get it, probably.
There's one other. Oh, it reminded me of this fun fact I remember hearing long ago, and I'm probably going to butcher it, but I'm just going to say it. 80% of the Canadian population lives within 100 miles of the U.S. border. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. I thought you were going to say 80% of the Canadian population believe in Bigfoot. I was going to say, wow, I never knew that. But
no, that's probably true. Probably also
that's
true.
Probably true.
Yeah.
Or 80% of the 20% that don't live within the U.S. border believe in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is crazy.
I'm glad we got that out.
Circling back to just the Bigfoot thing real quick. With
the
technology and whether I believe they exist or not.
Yeah. By the way, I think you're generally correct that they would have been discovered by now.
Oh, well, I'm not. Yeah. That's just my rationale. Like, the other thing is these conspiracy folk who like believe in it. The thing that I hate is when they're like, the fact that we can't find them proves that they exist. Like, that doesn't even make sense. But like, these are how crazy people, like, despite no evidence, that like that's where like, see, you can't track them.
Everyone's walking around with an HD camera in their pocket. Someone would have taken a picture of one.
But if it's like, oh my gosh, it just walked across the highway, and it's like you have this pixelated piece of crap shot on like a Razor 2. It's like, what are you? Where are you? So yeah. Anyway, do you believe they exist?
No, probably not. Like I said, I think
you probably don't.
No, I don't believe they exist.
Okay.
I would say it's very unlikely.
Okay.
But if I was going to pick one, it would be the Yeti.
Cool. I'm glad we hashed that out. I want to hear I really want to know what our listeners think, though, because let's just say there might be some Bigfoot merch in the future, Couch Beers related.
Is that true? You got something in the works?
Let's offline real quick. Yeah, so we'll see about that.
Yep. Exciting news. Okay, so I told you
homework time.
I told you I give you a little homework assignment, right?
Okay. Yep.
Your top 5 TV shows or movies that you watched in 2022.
Now, is this things that were released in that year or just things I watched in general? I would like to restrict it to the year it was released. Because then I feel like it'd be narrower. But
some of mine were released the end of 2021.
Okay.
I actually looked it up because I was.
Are we doing movies or
curious.
TV shows first?
Well, I did it as one category.
So
Top 5 movies / TV shows.
Oh, okay. I did 5 of each. So,
Oh, okay. So you give me your number 5 for both.
Oh, I think I mixed those two up. Number 5 TV show. I'm watching it right now. The Recruit.
Don't know it.
I think it released at the end of 2022. But what that's about is
I'm gonna write these down.
It's an attorney who just is fresh out of law school, joined the CIA, and he kind of like stumbles upon this big case thing, and he's brand new, and there's like all this hazing that's going on with the CIA with new attorneys because he's an attorney for the CIA. So it's like kind of a different take on spy stuff because a lot of stuff is kept from the lawyers because they don't want to expose liability and whatnot. So it's kind of interesting in that. It's entertaining. There's 8 episodes, season 1. I like it. It's a good show.
Where can I watch it?
Netflix.
I'm gonna write that down too.
Cool.
What's
your number 5?
What about movie?
Oh, number 5 movie?
Yep.
This is where I had it between these two. I think I mixed them up. I'll just say it, number 5. Pale Blue Eye. I think that's also on Netflix. Christian Bale. It's a interesting movie. So it's about this cadet at West Point that gets murdered. Christian Bale is like a retired detective or something, and he gets called in to investigate. And Edgar Allan Poe is like also at West Point or something and helps him kind of.
Did he actually go to West Point?
I think maybe. I don't know. This is where I'm like, I haven't investigated enough, but I don't really care. But to me, it's pretty good. It's a entertaining story. It's different because it's, Civil War era type stuff, detective work and all that crap. And oh, I have a good point. I have a question that we gotta ask after this segment. So let me just write it down real quick.
Okay, I'll give my number 5 show / movie. Actually, here's what I'll do. I'm gonna write an extra show, and then I'm just gonna go through 5 shows because 4 of mine were TV shows. 1 of mine was a movie. Because I didn't really watch that many movies last year.
Wow.
I don't know why. But anyway, my number 5 TV show that I just put on my list, Abbott Elementary. Have you seen it?
Mm-mm. What's it about?
It's a comedy, and it's about this like urban elementary school in Philadelphia.
Okay.
And it's like following the teachers around and stuff. It's
Is there any big name people in there, or are they all small timers?
They kind of have become big name people because of the show. Like one of the teachers I just saw in a commercial the other day. But I don't think there's anybody in the show.
Okay. Where can I watch it?
Seen it before. It's on Hulu. I think it airs on ABC, maybe. Anyway, it's really funny. It's a really good show. Highly recommend.
All right. Is it? Okay. I'll have to check it out.
I'll also tell you the movie I had on my
number
list.
5. Oh.
Yes. No, this is just my number 1 movie because it's the only one I wrote down. Coda. CODA. I talked about it before on the podcast, I think. But
is this the one that's like German or something?
No. It's there's like it's like a family that is like I think 3 of the 4 of them are deaf. Or maybe they're all deaf. I don't remember.
Oh, and it's all in
it's a lot of sign language, but obviously
That's
captioned.
Right.
It's really good. Really good movie. Probably my favorite movie I've seen since in like the last 4 years, probably. I would say. Okay, what do you got? Number 4. Movies on Apple TV.
Okay, number 4, TV show.
Yep.
I have Reacher. That's on Amazon Prime.
That's
it's about
like
the Jack Reacher.
Yeah.
So Tom Cruise made some bad movies. Well, they weren't bad. They were entertaining, but they didn't do the character justice. I think I've talked about this on the podcast too.
Is
Jack
that
Reacher
is that with John Krasinski?
No, that's that was bad. I didn't like, or let me say, it wasn't that it was bad. It was I didn't like it because,
Because it was bad.
no. Here's my thing. So, to me, what distinguishes a good show from a bad show is when the story evolves organically, I would say.
Yeah.
With a little bit of a cliffhanger, just enough to like get you to go watch the next episode, right?
Yeah.
It's these shows that like I was really into. I like what's his name? Spade.
David Spade?
No, James Spader. I like James Spader, and The Blacklist I think was a show.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one of those shows where they crank out like 24 episodes in a season or something, and
Yeah.
it's like half the episodes are just they don't advance the story, the underlying
Yeah.
story. It's just a filler of like entertainment, and that to me, I'm like, nope, won't tolerate that.
I watched some of that show, and it's like every episode has the exact same format.
Yep.
There's a bad guy. The bad guy gets caught. The
slight conflict gets resolved.
They make it seem like he's not going to get caught. He gets caught at the end of the episode.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, it's almost like a heist movie where it's like, 60% or 100% of the show is like, he knew the whole time or, whatever. Anyway, so those shows I hate. And that's what I detected from Jack Ryan. That's the name of the show.
Yeah.
Which the books are supposed to be pretty good. I haven't read them. But anyway, but the Reacher one, the reason I like that, it's good because it's the whole season is one case, I guess you could say, one book, and it's Jack Reacher is like the 6'5", 250-pound, like he's like a Bigfoot essentially. Like people like they say his fist is the size of a bowling ball. Like he's a monster, right? And no one messes with him. I mean, Tom Cruise is a 5'6" dude, 130 pound. Like how can you? So he, you know what I mean? Like the Jack Reacher movies with Tom Cruise were good, but when you read the books and you know the character, you're like, yeah, but you're not 6'5", Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Like you can't act like you're this big. Like people are intimidated by this guy's size in the books, and it's like Tom Cruise, whatever, doesn't matter. So anyway, the show's good. The dude is, I think he's Thad Castle or something from that Blue Mountain State.
Yeah.
But I found this out. He's from Grand Forks, North Dakota.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. The guy, at least the main actor is. I don't know if that's him.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
But he's a brute. He's a big dude. He's like probably at least 6'4", 6'3", whatever. So he's a big dude. Anyway, so yeah, that's on. I was entertained by that. That was number 4.
Nice. Do you have a number 4 movie?
I do. The Lost City, Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum. I enjoyed that. It was like kind of a rom-com adventure movie. They don't come around that often when they're good. So, and I like Sandra Bullock. So
nice.
Anyway, that was my number 4.
I'll give you a movie that I watched recently.
Mm-hmm.
My brother has been on a Western kick.
Oh,
so for Christmas, he gave me The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Mm-hmm.
So we watched it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah.
It
was a good one.
Have you seen it?
Many, many, many moons ago. Was that a Clint Eastwood flick?
Yep.
Yeah. So I grew up on Westerns and Jackie Chan movies.
Really?
Yeah,
I watched a ton of
Bruce
Jackie
Lee
Chan
and stuff.
when I was a kid.
That was like my childhood with movies, and yeah. So
I think I watched Rush Hour 1 50 times when I was a kid.
Nice.
Good movie. Okay, number 4, TV show, The Bear on Hulu. Are you familiar?
No, is it you? Someone was telling me about it. Is it BEAR?
Yes. Our mutual friend Dallas is also a big fan of that show, so maybe it was him.
I bet it was him. But tell me about it and what makes it good. And what show was Netflix? You said
Hulu. Yep. It's about a restaurant. I don't want to give too much away, but it's in Chicago. They make what are those sandwiches called? I don't remember.
Grinders.
I don't know. I don't remember what it is. It's like something beef.
Oh wait, is this with the kid from
Yes. What's that show? It's also based in Chicago.
Oh my gosh, it's
I can't think of the name.
it's like one word, but it's like
It's a long word.
domesticated or something.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's not-
No.
You know what I mean? What is it? We got to think about this. We got to get it. Can't disappoint.
It's not domesticated. It's like
Suspended, but like
I was gonna say it's gentrification, but that they have like an advertisement for the show that they're like. I'm pretty sure it's like the whole family standing in front of something that says gentrified or something. But that's not the name of the show.
Right, it's something like that. But it's like one word that's describes like the situation kind of that they're all in. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway. So
yes, it's that guy.
Okay.
And
so I've never seen that show. That's why I can't.
He takes over. You never seen that other show? I didn't watch all of it, but I watched probably most of it.
I watched like a couple episodes
seasons.
in like late in season 6 or something. So it's like no, I have not seen it, but I liked it what I saw.
Yeah.
Sorry, continue.
So
he's a chef.
This kid, he's like a big name chef working in New York, and then he takes over this little sandwich restaurant in Chicago.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is it funny, serious, drama, both, everything?
It's got some humorous aspects to it, but it's mostly drama and serious, and it actually won an award like the other day for comedy like musical, but it's not a musical, and it's really not mainly a comedy.
Was it like an independent award? Like, because I've never heard.
No, it was
award.
like Golden Globes or something.
Damn.
I think it was a Golden Globes.
Damn.
But yeah, really good show.
Do you have a number 4 movie?
The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Even though I watched that in 2023.
Okay,
pretty sure. Actually, maybe I did. Maybe I watched it because I got it
a couple weeks ago.
It's the
13th. It's the 11th.
It might have. Excuse me. It might have been before. Before New Year's. So sleep that one right.
Nice. Okay.
Hit it. Number 3.
Number 3.
Yep.
For movie.
Yep.
Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah, I saw that. I actually really liked it.
I thought honestly,
I liked it more than the original Top Gun.
Whoa.
Because like
modern.
The original Top Gun didn't really know anything going into it. I had friends that were obsessed with it. I'm like, yeah, it was fine.
It was an 80s
But
movie.
this one I knew what I was getting into, you know?
Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, I think the reason I enjoyed it, there's one little aspect that I was like, okay, a little, like, they made it work and it was okay, but one little aspect I didn't like, which I'm probably being nitpicky, so it was overall a great movie. They did a sequel justice.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't just, like, crank it out like Sylvester Stallone and Arnold movies, like, let's see how many more Terminators we can make.
Or
Indiana Jones.
Hangover movies.
What's that?
The Hangover movies.
Yeah, it's like, the horse is dead, just let it be, you know?
Yeah.
But, yeah, well, I don't want to say why I don't like certain one aspect of it, so.
The very beginning of the movie, this is kind of a spoiler, but not really, because obviously the main character's not going to die at the beginning
Tom
of the movie.
Cruise.
He's going like Mach 10, and his plane explodes, and somehow he survives.
Are you asking if that's the moment, or?
No, it was just
Crazy.
Pretty ridiculous.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like, you'd like evaporate if you hit your ejector seat going Mach 10.
Oh yeah, you would know that. I wouldn't know that, but yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Did he slow down? It doesn't matter. Okay, cool. Okay, what's your top 3? Number 3.
No, you gotta give your number 3 TV show.
Oh, TV show. Barry on HBO Max.
I started watching that. I probably got 3 or 4 episodes.
That's Bill Hader's.
Yeah.
That's his show, I think. He
Yeah.
directs and writes it, I think. So
yeah,
I like that. I think it's weirdly dark and hilarious at the same time.
Right.
Which is a weird combination, generally speaking, but like, I don't know. I like Bill Hader in general, and I think he does a good job with the character. So
I should pick that one back up. I like that show.
yeah, I think I'm in season 2 or something, and there's just kind of a weird part where I'm like, I don't know where it's going, so that's why I'm not like, the hooks aren't in. I just turn it on if I'm like cooking or something, because it's
Have you ever watched Atlanta?
No.
I got the same kind of vibes from that show. It's like totally different, but I liked it, but I never really totally got hooked by it.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you don't know where it's headed or going,
Yeah.
like there's no reason to watch. Like you're like, I like it, but why? Like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Like, where's the conflict coming from? You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay. What's your number 3?
My number 3 TV show, 2022, Ted Lasso. Did you ever see it?
No, I never did. So fun fact, I can't download Apple, whatever it's called, on my phone or anything because it's not an Apple product.
Really?
Like, I'll pull it up right now.
I don't believe you.
Play Store. What's it called? Apple Play or something?
Apple TV Plus. I have an Android TV, and you can get Apple TV on there. I think you're lying. I think you just made an excuse.
Which one is it? Help me out.
Apple. What, is this your wallpaper? What is
Yeah,
this?
Dan Abrams.
Why is that like on your keyboard? What?
Yeah. Oh, can you not do that with the iPhone?
No, I don't know why I'd want Dan Abrams to be on my keyboard.
You don't know unless you can.
I don't know. I guess maybe you can't.
Wah, I told you.
Do you watch TV on your phone?
I cast it to the TV. So I even tried on my Google Chromecast and
really?
No dice, yeah. So anyway.
Can you cast it from your laptop?
Yeah, probably.
To your
That's a lot of work to just like watch a show and veg out, so.
But what if it's my top 3 favorite show?
Well, everyone's top 3 show is Ted Lasso, so I don't know what it's about. Is it a funny coach thing? Everyone's like, it's so good. I'm like, I don't know what it's about though. Like,
yeah,
no one can tell me what it's about.
There's definitely more humor to it than The Bear. Like it's more purposely funny. It's not just like there's characters in it that are funny. But it's like a American college football coach.
Okay.
That gets hired to run a British soccer team, even though he doesn't know anything about soccer.
Okay.
And there's also like some like drama to it too. Like obviously he's getting put in this funny situation.
Right.
But it's also kind of like a comedy drama.
Okay.
Which that's why I liked it. I kind of stayed away because I was like, that seems so like what a dumb concept. But then after it won like a gazillion awards, I was like, I'll check it out. And I got free Apple TV when I bought my phone. So I was like, okay, I'll check it out. Everybody likes it. And I was like, that was a good show. It's really good.
All right.
I think Belinda and I watched I don't know if there's 2 or 3 seasons out. We watched it all in like 2 weeks.
A day. Oh.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Pretty good stuff.
Yep.
Again, that's on my list.
I'll put Top Gun Maverick in my top 5 TV shows as well.
Okay.
Right, now that I don't actually have any, I'm just listing them.
Okay.
I wouldn't say it's my number 3.
So I did the assignment and you didn't do it. Anything.
You did the assignment, but not.
I understood the assignment.
Not the way that I imagined.
Oh, thanks. I think. So now
you did more. You did extra credit. Good job.
Easy, baby. Do you want me to say number 2 now?
Yeah, do number 2.
So TV shows, The Witcher, Netflix.
Oh.
So it's more so just they bundle in action and advance the storyline enough to where, and I just like the character of The Witcher, just like, he just like groans like, like that's half his lines, which I like, but I don't know. It's just kind of like
I liked the first season. I watched the whole first season, and then I watched, I think, a couple episodes into the second season, and I fell off.
Yeah, I think I'm halfway through the second season, and I just kind of like, I throw it on, I think, I don't know, on the weekends in the morning when I'm like doing coffee or like folding the laundry or something. I'm like, I'm like half paying attention, half not, and I'm like, ooh, there's his eyes are all black. Now I'm like gonna watch, stuff like that.
So you're only half watching it, and it's your number 2 show. It's that good. Called out.
Yeah, called out. It depends on what. I think it's something that's for me. It's something I don't have to invest in.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah,
easy
that's
to
true.
watch.
Yeah.
And you can pick up if you miss something, you kind of get it later on.
Right.
So, I think maybe that's why I like it more so than other ones.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, because I think Barry and the other ones, it's kind of if you miss a crucial moment in a show later on, you're gonna be like, I think I figure out what happened, but I missed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
clearly a big moment that I missed. And The Witcher, it's kind of it's got the same arc, right?
Right.
It's got conflict of the monster that he fights and kills, and a lesson learned from the little girl or whatever.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah, and but it's whatever. It's good.
I'll take it. Favorite or number 2 movie?
Number 2 movie. I don't know if you've seen it, but I can speak very high of this movie. Maybe it should be number 1, but I'll put it number 2 because I like the first one more. But Vengeance. It's B.J. Novak, the writer, and what's his name? Who's the guy in the Office who no one likes?
Toby?
Ryan.
Oh,
no one likes Toby too, but Ryan. So it's Ryan as B.J. Novak, in real life. B.J. Novak wrote, I think, and directed this, but so it's his thing. I really enjoyed it. All-star cast: Ashton Kutcher, B.J. Novak, all sorts of folks.
Is it a comedy?
It's like a dark kind of comedy drama. I don't know how to describe it. So the premise is he's a writer in New York, and he's trying to figure out something for a podcast. And then he finds a story, and it kind of spirals out of control. When he finds a story, he gets a phone call. I'm not spoiling anything. He gets a phone call from this girl that he hooked up with, from her brother, and saying, "Hey, you got to come to the funeral. She's dead or something." And he's like, "What the heck?" And so he's like, "I don't know what to do." And then turns out the brother thinks she was murdered. So then he's like, "Oh, this is my podcast. This is what I'll do." And so he goes down to Texas, so it's a New York dude, never done anything, goes down to Texas and kind of just figures out the local culture, what's going on, and whatever. So anyway, it's very good. I enjoyed it. Lots of good comedy. Yeah, I don't know. It's really good. I bought the movie, so.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Where can I watch it?
I don't know if it's streamable right now.
I can probably rent it on Amazon or something.
Yeah, I bought it on my Google
Play.
Google Play, yeah. Sorry.
I used to always do that because you remember back in the day when we used to
talk about our Pixel phones?
No, answer the Google trivia or survey questions, and they give you 15 cents.
Oh yeah,
in Google Play credits.
Yeah.
I used to always use that to rent movies and stuff. But after I switched to the Apple gang, I don't get that anymore. I used up all my credits.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yep.
Yeah, so that was The Witcher for number 2.
The Witcher and Vengeance. Okay. My
Vengeance. Yep, sorry.
My number 2 TV show, The Rings of Power on Amazon. It made me I know I talked about it before, but it made me it made me a Lord of the Rings fan.
Oh.
Where I'd seen the movies before, I'd seen The Hobbit before, but I didn't appreciate it as much as after watching that show. And now I want to go back and rewatch the movies. I actually did. I rewatched the first one.
Yeah, I watched 2 more episodes of The Rings of Power, and I can't get over it's. I think the story is good and all that stuff. It's literally I can tell it's on a set. That's what drives me absolutely crazy.
Really?
Like there are scenes like you can tell because it's the shots are always from the waist up and it's very close.
Yeah.
And then they pan out, but it's like clearly like a fake city or something. You know, it's like I get it. You can't make a real city like that, but you know,
Hmm.
I think it's because a lot more of the like the original Lord of the Rings and stuff to me, and this is I don't know, maybe I'm making this up. I felt like it was more
Practical
outdoors.
effects.
Yeah, practical and outdoor kind of effects where this is like it's all shot from the waist up close with like all the fake stuff in the background.
Yeah.
And then when they do zoom out to like give perception of like how big this room, it's a literally you can tell it's a room. That's what I
Yeah.
mean. Like it drives me crazy because it's like, and then you know I don't know. Just for me, it's like pay attention to the shots because it's always they're in a narrow corridor, walking when it's supposed to be like this vast kingdom of the elves,
Yeah.
and then it's like
The
it's all the
dwarfs.
shots are really close up, and it's like
Yeah, I guess I didn't notice that, but
compare that to the original Lord of the Rings, and I think you'll see the difference. I don't know. I can't do it. I
okay.
should try it again, but I just
So you said you watched 2 episodes or something?
I watched 2 more episodes after the first one, so I watched
Oh,
3.
3. I think
It just seemed like they were trying to be over the top.
so. I was like trying to get a bunch of my friends to watch it when it was coming out, and I think it was about the 4th episode where I actually got like really into it. So it wasn't like right at the beginning because the episodes are long. Like the first, and they they keep getting longer through the season.
Mm-hmm.
But the first episode, I was like, that was okay. You know, it was kind of long though. And the second episode, I was like, yeah, I guess I'll keep watching it. Why do the episodes have to be so long? But then I kept watching it, and then I was like, it got to the point where I was bummed when the episode was over, and I had to wait a week for the next one to come out.
Wow.
Yep.
Well,
Good show.
there you go. So I'll have to maybe give it another shot.
All right, number 1. What do you got?
Wait, did you have a number 2 movie?
Let me see if I can think of one real quick. What movies did
Or
I
I
see
can
last
just
year? I don't know. I can't think of anything.
all right,
off the
fine.
top of my
Number 1. Number 1 TV show, Tokyo Vice, HBO Max.
You did tell me about that one, and I started watching it, but I think I only watched like first 2 episodes or something.
Yeah.
You think I should jump back in?
I
I
think you
liked
should.
it. I liked it.
If you're I don't know, to me it's cool too just because I like the kind of the color schemes of like
Yeah, I
how
did
it,
too.
it's always like
Yeah.
the neon and dark and raining and I kind of like that, but it's based on true events. Like this is a real obviously this didn't happen verbatim, but
Yeah.
it's based on like a true event of like this journalist dude who goes to Japan and all that stuff.
And the main guy, like the baby driver guy, he's awesome.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's to me that was like I couldn't wait. Talk about couldn't wait till the next week. That was 100% me. I was like, God damn, like, oh, excuse me. So yeah, I highly recommend that show to everyone who's looking for a good drama that's entertaining. I don't know, I can't speak higher than that. So
Yeah, I gotta watch that one again
dun, dun,
because I
dun.
like of all the things I've written down here that you said, that's the one I'm like. I remember I really liked the first episode. I don't know why I didn't keep watching it.
Yeah, and I think it just kind of gets better too because the characters you kind of develop, and you're just kind of looking. There's with a different culture too. You're always looking for what's the motive too, because there's, I mean, I don't know. This is just the way I look at it. I guess is Japanese or different cultures have different values, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's abundantly clear like honor is an underlying value in this show,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like you're dealing with like gangsters and stuff like that in the cartel or whatever, and what am I Yakuza and whatnot,
Right.
where it's like, okay, do they have honor? Where do they draw the line?
Because like even I think in the first episode, he like meets with like as a journalist, like meets with one of the Yakuza boss, right?
I think so. It may have been a flash forward.
Yeah.
I think that I think the first
I think
episode's
you're
a
right,
flash
actually.
forward, and then it's like after that it's like 3 years earlier or something.
Yeah.
But
And
anyway,
it's cool like seeing the perspective of this like white dude
yeah,
in Tokyo.
yeah, and that's where initially, if you don't know the premise, I mean, he's a white dude from I think Louisiana or Georgia or something,
Yeah.
and I think he goes there he learns Japan in college, and to like he has some like weird backstory that they haven't really explained a lot, other than I think his sister is sick and his parents disagree with him going to Japan or going to school for Japanese learning or something, or journalism.
Mm-hmm.
And so like there's some weird backstory there, but if you don't know that premise and you don't watch the show, like it's so easy to be like, I don't like the fact that he speaks Japanese. Like it's a white dude in Japan with speaking Japanese. It's like that was kind of my initial reaction, that how I just described to The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise. It's like, what the heck? A white dude being a samurai? That doesn't make sense. But then you find out, he's a whatever, Civil War era, he gets captured, whatever. I don't know. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway.
Nice. Did you say your movie already?
No.
What's your movie? Number 1.
Bullet Train, number 1.
I actually really liked that movie.
I loved that movie. This is why I hate Rotten Tomatoes.
I'll put that on my list too, by the way. Bullet Train.
Oh.
But actually, I might have watched it in 2023.
That's fine. It's holds value. I don't know.
Yeah.
So that's why I hate Rotten Tomatoes. Is I think Rotten Tomatoes score, you can fact check me, 56% or something. I mean, it did not get a great Rotten Tomatoes score.
I'm looking,
and that's why I disagree damn near with everything, or I take Rotten Tomatoes with a grain of salt, because all the movies I enjoy, it did not get good ratings, and maybe that's a reflection on
what did you say for
56%, 58%. I don't know.
It's 54, and I'm pretty sure that's what you said.
Okay, well, fact check me. I don't think I did, but
54.
So anyway, I would give that on a scale from 1 to 10, I would give that like a 9.2. Like I loved it. It was an original story. The characters were flipping awesome.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, everything about it I just really enjoyed. So
just like from an entertainment factor, it was very entertaining.
Yeah.
It's like it's kind of in a similar vein of Glass Onion. Did you see Glass Onion?
I did.
Yeah. It's like that's just like a really entertaining movie. Like the characters are well written, and
I think I like the first one more because it's more of a mystery to me.
Yeah.
But I guess I was expecting something of the similar, like the first movie.
Yeah.
And it was less so. So it was still very good. Don't get me wrong. I like the first one. I enjoyed the first one more.
Nice.
If I can pick a number 6 movie that I think I really enjoyed. Honorable mention. Yeah, that's a good one. Maybe number 6 is the wrong thing, but honorable mention would be See How They Run with Sam Rockwell. It's like he's a British detective, whatever. It's kind of like a murder mystery type thing, but it's like a play on it at the same time. So it's an acting play. It's in London. It's been like 100 shows of this. Oh my gosh, who's the
Sam Rockwell?
No. Who's the writer who does like Death of the Nile and Murder on the Orient Express?
No idea.
Okay, well,
Steven Spielberg.
We'll just call the person like Agatha Christie. That's who it is.
Really?
So it's a play. See How They Run is a play, or it's a movie. There's a play of an Agatha Christie book that's going on in London, and a American producer gets murdered. Sam Rockwell is the chief inspector, and it's just kind of a fun comedy. I don't know. I suggest watching it with a friend that is a lady, because I think it's kind of a fun one. Like
Where's that one? Netflix?
I don't know if it's streaming. I bought that movie as well.
Classy.
Yeah. But yeah, so
See
anyway,
how they run. Okay, I'll check it out.
do it.
Okay, my number one TV show of the year 2022.
Wait, let me guess.
Go.
iRobot, Mr. Robot.
No,
Oh, okay.
I did not watch that in 2022, unfortunately. It's my number one TV show of all time.
Whoa.
But this is my favorite show since Mr. Robot. It's the first one, because after Mr. Robot was over, I was like sad. I was like, this was the greatest TV show of all time. I'm never going to find another TV show that I am attached to as much as Mr. Robot. This show is the closest I've been. We'll see how they take it, like where the show goes, because it's only been one season so far.
Wait, tell me the service, and then I want to see if I
Apple
know it.
TV.
Okay, yeah, I don't fucking know. Oh, wait, no, I know.
What is it?
Severance.
Yep.
'Cause you
It's
won't shut up
incredible.
about it. Yeah.
I won't shut up about it because it's that good. Like, I even have friends that watched Mr. Robot because I begged them to, but didn't like it as much as I did, that liked Severance as much as I did.
Fascinating.
It's an incredible TV show. It's so good.
One show. Well, sorry, I don't want to cut you off.
No, that's all I got to say. I don't want to say anything else about what happens in the show, the premise of the show, because I think going into it not knowing anything about it is the perfect way to absorb it. Because that's how I went into it. I just heard it was good. Actually, I think what happened was I got a notification from the Apple TV app. It was like, you should check out this show. And I clicked on it, and it said, fans of Mr. Robot. And I was like, I'll watch it. And yeah,
You did.
it was really good.
Gotcha.
Really, really, really good.
I was gonna say, one show that I want to start watching that I have not is it's on Prime. It's by the makers of the people who made, and in my opinion, kind of screwed up the Westworld show.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like that very out there kind of, I think it has something to do with teleporting your mind to a person or a human in the past or in the future or
yes.
something.
Yes.
The Peripheral or something.
Peripheral, yeah.
You
Watched it. Yep.
Is it good?
The
The answer is no.
No, it's definitely worth watching. I think I've watched everything but the finale.
It's so good. It just didn't get to finish it, huh?
Yeah, it's worth watching. I don't really know what else to say about it, but it's not as good as I hoped. It was a little disappointing.
Okay. So, are we finished with your topic?
I just want to say one more thing. If
Yeah.
you were paying attention, taking notes,
Couch beers.
you'll notice that 3 of my top 5 list were in Apple TV. It's like $5.99 for a month. You could watch all 3 of those things. It's the best $5.99 you will spend this year. If you haven't seen any of those.
I wish I could.
Severance, Coda, CODA, the movie, and Ted Lasso. I'd watch them in that order
Whoa.
because that's how I ordered them.
That's fair. Okay, I have another question.
Yeah.
A different question. And I don't know. I was just thinking about this when I was actually watching Pale Blue Eye. Do you think people were smarter back in the day because when they read books, like the books were more dense and just, you know what I mean?
I don't think people were smarter. I think we only know about the smart people because that's the ones that wrote the books and the ones that were elected officials. At least the ones that made history, are the smart ones. We don't really know about the idiots, but there's probably tons of them.
Right. I guess so. That's what I mean, though, is like, I'm not saying were people smarter because they read, but I'm just saying, like, if you took a person who read books, the same amount of books, like a person from 2023 who read, let's say, 50 books,
Mm-hmm.
a year or something,
Mm-hmm.
and you compare that to a person who read 50 books a year back in like the 1700s or 1800s, 1700s. Let's go that far.
Were there even books back then? When was the printing press invented?
I don't know. Google it. Books have been around forever. They've been around since like 1492.
When was the printing press invented? It says 1439.
Your laundry is now done.
I thought she was going to read it out. 1439. So, yeah, there's probably books.
So that's just my to me, I would say those people who read books, not just a person from that time, right?
Yeah, that's true, because probably not.
Like, I don't read a ton of books. I mean, I read
people.
I read some books. I don't read 50 books a year.
Yeah.
So, compare those fixed things, right? 50 books a year for someone in 2023 and 50 books from someone way back when. And just the nature of the books too, right? Like,
yeah, I was going to say.
Even if they were technical or stories.
But how many books that were written back then were just like novels? Probably not many. There probably wasn't tons of people that were authors writing
I don't know,
fictional
ever heard
stories.
of the Bible?
The Bible's not fictional. Think about it.
It could be.
There's probably at least one story in the Bible that somebody just made up. Because it's like just stories written by...
Wait, fictional's fake.
Correct.
Okay.
But I'm saying...
You just said it's not fictional.
Nonfiction.
Oh, nonfiction. I thought it was not fiction. I don't know what you said. So you believe it is fictional or nonfiction?
The Bible?
Yeah.
Well, I'm Christian, so I would say it's...
I thought you were Tim.
Nice. I would say it's nonfiction. But what I was going to say is it's all stories written by people, right? I bet one of the people that wrote one of the stories in the Bible is full of shit. He just made it up.
Yeah, he's like, yeah.
He's like,
he heard all the other stories. He's like, goddamn. Well, I
like,
saw him walk on water. I saw him cure a blind man. Really? Yeah. It's a competition.
Yeah. He wanted to be special,
There was somebody, I can't remember who it was. They presented it in such a way where I was like, oh, that could be true. They said, way back when this Jesus dude was just like a kind of a hippie, or he's like, he lived a special, he's lived a certain way, right?
Yeah.
But he was just a normal dude, and people kind of like, he was kind of a, I don't want to say cult leader, but kind of like a leader of like this is how you should live, like hippie, like kind of like that. And this person presented the story in such a way where, when it was something to do like when he died or something, they stole his persona and turned him into Jesus Christ kind of thing. When he was just a normal dude that was just like living his life, this person just had like, oh yeah, like, there's speculation that, like the higher ups or whatever created this church and this persona about Jesus to create a hierarchy of like religion for power.
Yeah, but even when...
I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying like this is what the person said. And I was like, oh, I mean, it very well could be. I don't think it's...
So this was like after he was like long after he was dead or what?
Not super long. It was like after he died is when they started like everyone was talking about it, and they created like this, a power struggle. I'm a cardinal, like like you're just a lowly priest, like I don't know. It's like I said, it was the way it was presented. I was like, it's very plausible. I don't believe that to be true, but it kind of lined up with, to me what I thought, but whatever. Not what I thought. I'm a Christian dude. I was raised Catholic.
What else you got? You got anything else on your list there?
I don't know. I think we covered a lot with the Bigfoot discussion. Oh, no. I wanted to say this, though. I thought this was super interesting. Actually, I want people to fact check me because I'm too lazy to check it myself.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite shows, 30 Rock, with
Mm-hmm.
Alec Baldwin and Tina Fey.
Mm-hmm.
This person said Alec Baldwin won 7 consecutive Best Comedy Actor SAG Awards for all 7 seasons of 30 Rock. He also won 3 Golden Globes and 2 Emmys for his performance as Jack Donaghy. I want to know if that's true. Don't know if it is, but I don't know if it's like I want to believe it because I really like the show, but that's pretty impressive, you know?
I'm looking it up right now. I'm gonna fact check you live.
Do it.
Awards and honors. Okay, I gotta go to a separate Wikipedia page. Hold on. Hold your horses. All right. SAG. 2000, 2007, 2008, 2009, 2011, 10, 11, 12, 13. He was nominated in 14, but he didn't win. But actually, let's see. Yeah, all of those were Outstanding Actor in a Comedy Series. He's also nominated for Outstanding Ensemble in a Comedy Series, but he only won that in 2009.
Nice.
So yeah, what did I say? 2008 through 2014, that's 7 years. There you go.
Okay, just some quick current events that are interesting, or one current event thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's old news now. I don't know what the status is because I don't care. But apparently, that Andrew Tate dude got arrested based on the pizza box that was in his video. Did you hear about that?
Did we talk about that in the last episode?
Did we?
We might have.
Okay, well, in disregard. Let's move on to my LinkedIn snapshots, screenshots. Okay.
I haven't been on LinkedIn too much lately.
Boo, boo, boo. Okay. Bill challenges at-will employment. The majority of employees in the U.S. work at will, meaning they can be fired for just about anything. But New York City lawmaker wants to change that. The city council member has introduced a bill that will legally protect employees from unjust terminations. If the Secure Jobs Act were to pass, bosses would have to demonstrate misconduct and unsatisfactory performance or genuine economic need before firing or laying off an employee. This follows a similar bill which took in effect in 2021 that protects fast food workers. Thoughts?
I kind of thought that was already a thing. Isn't that already a thing? That like you have to have reason to fire someone. You can't just fire them.
So it's like, this is how I'm reading this, is you can still fire, like an at-will employee is like, they can quit anytime they want, and you can fire them for anything you want, really. I mean, obviously not because of discriminatory reasons.
Sure.
Like, that's protected, but like, you know, I think if you're always late, you can say you're fired for not showing up on time.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, that's where employers, I'm just speaking from what they should do, cover their bases. You have time punches to prove that they punched in late.
Right.
You know, like, so there's, you know, if the employee says, I punched in 5 minutes early every single time, and they're fired for not being on time, I think that's where they have a case to like say I'm being discriminated against because your reason isn't accurate or true. So, but this to me is like super interesting because this is, I mean, it's just, I think it's crazy that like this is even brought up, but like, so if a company is struggling and they need to lay off people, you have to have a just reason and like give them you know what I mean? Like you have to.
But that's that's part of it, right? You're saying that
Demonstrate misconduct, excuse me, unsatisfactory performance or genuine economic need.
Yeah.
So, but like, what does that mean? Those are kind of broad. Like, who determines what is a economic need?
I think the only way it would ever like actually have to be determined is if like the employee that got fired sued them, right? Like it's not like they have to print out the company balance sheet and
so
included in a firing letter or
And
something.
that's a good question. And that's where I'm just like, this, at will. Like, what's wrong with how it currently is really what I'm kind of getting at.
No idea.
Because if this is trying to like get people to not get fired, like if employer can't fire them at will, they can't quit at will. That's the way I look at it. Which is wrong, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's just, why does it have to be one-sided? It doesn't make sense to me. So anyway, that's my opinion on that.
But in that case, like, the employer already has all the power, right? Like, yeah, you can quit, but they can hire someone else within a week,
Maybe, I don't know.
But you probably can't get a new job within a week.
Maybe. I don't know. I think if you can find, if you're an employer and you're looking for someone to fill a spot, I don't know if a week is realistic anymore, depending on what the job is, I guess.
Yeah.
That's 100% on that. But okay, so that's one thing. The other thing, let's see what this one was. Okay, I didn't understand this post, and I got so many likes, and I just was like confused.
This is a common theme.
Okay, yeah, maybe tell me if I'm crazy right now. I'm going to read this to you and let me know what the point and like what is going on. My new mentor is a 70-year-old man from San Francisco who owns 180 units throughout the Bay. Bought his first duplex at 17. Those are in parentheses. 50 years later, and none of his tenants know he's the owner. He tells them he's the maintenance man. Let that sink in. Let what sink in? I don't get it.
He's the maintenance man. He's probably carrying one. A sink.
But I don't get this.
Okay, read it. Can you read it again?
My new mentor is a 70-year-old man from San Francisco who owns 180 units throughout the Bay. Bought his first duplex at 17. 50 years later, and none of his tenants know he's the owner. He tells them he's the maintenance man. Let that sink in. Let what sink in? I don't get it. What am I missing?
The only thing I can come up with is like he's not being braggadocious about being the owner or something.
I would agree with that. It's just something that doesn't have to be sink in. I just don't get it.
Yeah, I'm not that last sentence really is confused.
I'm just like, I was so pissed when I read this because I'm like, I said, what is sinking in? Like, that's cool. Like, you're a baller, but you're not flaunting it. Like, how does that sink in with me? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that is weird.
I'd say, like, instead of let that sink in, I'd say, like, that's very admirable, or like, something to emulate, or like something like that. But like, let that sink in. Okay, when is the proper term or time to use "let that sink in"?
It's kind of a cliche, like it's overused.
Yeah, I feel like it's like when something on the surface says one thing, but then when you find out like another aspect of someone's past or something, or what their action was, that like the same wordage means something different because of that new knowledge. Then you let that sink in. You're like, whoa, I don't know.
Yeah. I think that person just didn't know how to finish their post.
And it didn't even make sense. You hear it. I read it like an idiot because 50 years later, like, you read that and tell me what that,
My new mentor is a 70-year-old black man from San Francisco who owns over 180 units throughout the Bay. Bought his first duplex at 17. 50 years later, and none of his tenants know he's the owner. He tells them that he's the maintenance man. Oh, and it's all caps. Let that sink in! Diamond emoji, diamond emoji, diamond emoji.
Don't get it.
And also, I didn't realize this is someone that took a screenshot of someone else's tweet and then posted it on LinkedIn.
Yeah. I'm like the biggest crusader on LinkedIn to like go after people who post clickbait or fake stuff from other accounts. Let that sink in, Tim. I think I'm using it wrong. Now I don't know how to use it.
I think everyone should just stop using it. Let that sink in.
Yeah. That's
'Kay.
all I got, Brotherton.
Cool. I started coming up with I was just after I came up with my list of 5 TV shows / movies. I started trying to come up with other lists of things in 2022, but I didn't come up with any good list. You want me to just tell you my partial lists?
Sure.
All right, I got disappointments. The first thing I came up with, House of the Dragon. And as we were sitting here, I thought of another one, Netflix, because they announced that they're not bringing back 1899 for another season.
18. I haven't seen that show.
Yeah, it was from the creators of Dark. It was their follow up after they got kind of blew up on Dark. It was good. It wasn't as good as Dark, I don't think, but Netflix was like, we're not doing season 2. Just dumb. Disappointment. Top moments. I wrote getting engaged / getting the best chicken sandwich of my life. Same day.
Oh, yeah.
2 hours apart, roughly.
Oh.
Ethereum merge, also another top moment. We talked about that.
Yes, we did.
Let's see. Heroes and villains. I was trying to come up with a list of heroes and villains. I couldn't really think of that many. I wrote Zelensky, President Zelensky of Ukraine.
Yeah, I was the very first. I was like, I don't know what the dude's name is, but the president of Ukraine.
Yeah. Yeah, he like, I'm not a big politics guy. Obviously, like, I don't know that much about U.S. politics, so I definitely don't know that much about world politics. But he seems like such an amazing leader. Yeah, like the perfect person for this situation, I think, for Ukraine.
Yeah.
And on the same note, my number one villain was Vladimir Putin.
that tracks. That makes sense.
Other villains include Sam Bankman-Fried
Mm-hmm.
and Kanye West. Those are my other 2 villains.
Yeah.
Sucks because Kanye West's made some of my favorite music of all time. But
yeah,
kind of an asshole.
It's like, man, I know I was like trying to give him the benefit of the doubt for it's like his stuff being misconstrued, but like there's one interview where he just straight up said, or maybe this was our last episode. I can't remember what we talked about, but it was like, it's like, dude, you just like he said, I hate all Jews or something. He said something crazy, and I'm just like, dude, like you can't, like now anything you've ever said can never, like you can't go back on that. Like you can't. So I think really
part
too
of
bad.
It was like he's gotten to a point where he like people are telling him you can't say that, so it makes him want to say it more.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. And
it's kind of a childish.
Very much.
It's so weird because I always thought like, I don't know, like when he was the gold digger times, right? Yeah. Like I always thought he was a cool, calm, collected dude, and now it's like he's off the rails. Like I'm just really like, clearly something is off, and it's like, you don't just flip a switch like that. Like has he been battling this the whole time? Did he take a ton of drugs and is he still medicated? I don't know.
I think part of it, a lot of people speculate that like after his mom died is when like that's when like his bipolar disorder took over, and like that's when he started kind of acting out.
Do you think, and this is like, do you think it's a long-term comeback play? Career play?
I don't think so. I don't think he's thinking that far ahead.
Right. The reason I have to ask is like, people are crazy. Like celebrities, some people like implode on themselves just to have a comeback.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I think he's gone too far though.
Yeah, I think so too. Well, I don't know. I think if he goes silent for 15 years and he comes back, I could see him, like, people being like, yeah, we'll welcome him back. He was quiet for 15.
Yeah. I think
not saying it's right. I'm just saying I think that's what'll happen.
So after the Taylor Swift thing where he like ran up on stage and was like, Beyonce had one of the greatest
Yeah.
videos of all time.
Yeah.
He, like, his other albums before that, besides, I think, his first one, I think he spent a lot of time on. But his other albums, he literally made in, like, 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And then, after the Taylor Swift thing, he sat in a studio in Hawaii for 6 months and was just, like, inviting out people to work on this album with him. And he put out one of the greatest albums of all time, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Goat.
Yeah. And because he was like, I fucked up and I made a fool of myself. And he's like, I need to right the ship and create this amazing work of art. Otherwise, people aren't going to take me seriously anymore. So
Yeah.
maybe you're right. Maybe he will try to do that again. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Well, time will tell.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd say some of the highlights. We're doing like highlight reel of 2022.
Sure.
The
I
Johnny
did.
Depp trial. Oh, that was entertaining.
Yeah.
That was
That was
beautiful.
I forgot about that. That seems like so long ago.
It does. What else? There was something along that.
I had two other heroes I wrote down. Kevin O'Connell, head coach of the Minnesota Vikings. He took, I don't know, how many wins they have last year? Like 6? And then this year they had 13 wins.
Yeah.
Nice. You got any predictions for the game this weekend? This will come out after the Vikings are playing the Giants, 3:30 Sunday. Wild card round of the playoffs.
Like predictions of the final score, or like just
you think
the
Vikings
outcome?
will win? You got any other predictions?
I think if the Vikings don't score 13 points in the first quarter, the Vikings will lose.
Really?
Yes.
They're a second half team though.
This season. Every other season before that, they lost the game in the last 2 minutes.
True. Yeah. Last year.
So I got 51% on old Vikings. I mean, it was pretty embarrassing against the Packers last weekend.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know who the hell. I don't know who Kirk
routed
was.
the Bears.
It's the Bears.
They were playing their backups the whole second
half.
Yeah.
What are your predictions?
I think it's going to be just like every other win this season. They're going
Close.
to squeak by. Well, if you remember, they played the Giants Christmas Eve, and they won on a last-second 61-yard field goal.
Yeah, 61-yarder. That's pretty damn impressive. If you ask
the longest field goal in Vikings history. By like, I think the next longest was like 56.
Yeah.
So like significantly longer. I think it's going to be the same. I think they're going to win last second 62-yard field goal.
Whoa.
Final score 21-20.
Whoa.
Book it.
Book it. All right.
Today's Wednesday, January 11th. So
let's go to Vegas, baby.
When it happens, you know that I said it before it happened. 21-20.
I'm going to say if the Vikings score 13 points in the first quarter, final score 27-20 Vikings.
27-20. Okay.
If they don't, it'll be, I don't know, probably like 31-10 Giants.
Okay.
Book it.
my other hero, Ben Stiller, for creating my favorite TV show of 2022, Severance.
Ben Stiller made that?
Mm-hmm.
He produced it or directed it or wrote it?
I think he wrote it and directed it.
Wow.
Pretty sure.
I love when, like, good, I don't want to say iconic, but, like, when people start doing their own stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, I love, like, Ben Stiller. If that's, I don't know. I just like when they do their own crap.
Yeah.
Like Bill Hader.
Adam Sandler. Yeah. Uncut Gems. Yeah. I would say, like, Severance is nothing like Uncut Gems, but it's just as different. Like, Severance is just as different from everything else you imagine with Ben Stiller as Uncut Gems is everything different than what you imagine with Adam Sandler.
Heaven, yeah.
I'm
all
right.
For that. I got nothing else, Brotherton.
All right.
Sasquatch, Bigfoot. Out.
See ya. Couch Beers, Couch Beers Pod at Twitter and Instagram.
Merch coming.
Couch Beers Podcast at gmail.com. Bye.